Now the Adirondack shawl is knit from end to end. The knitter begins at one end with just a small number of stitches, and they begin to increase by adding stitches each row across here on these garter stitch ridges, and not the stockinette panel insets. Those are used to cause the shawl to curve, which creates the crescent shape by adding that fabric in between these ridges. But it's on these ridges that the number of stitches is added. You can see here, this one is longer, and then the next one longer. And each one has stitches added to it until it grows to that maximum point in the center that you see in the photo. And I'll show you how those increased stitches are made. The knitter will simply knit a stitch, and then they will do what's called a yarn over by placing the yarn over the needle. And then they will continue knitting. Now what that yarn over does, it adds a stitch to the needle, yes, but it also creates a little gap. See? That gap will be closed off as the knitter knits back across, but that's also used to form these lace, beautiful little lace edging along there, the lace eyelets. So as the knitter knits towards the center, they continue to increase on these garter stitch ridges where they go. Once the center point is reached, the maximum number of stitches on the needle, the knitter begins to decrease on every row, decrease the number of stitches. And I can show you how that is done. The interesting fact about that is that the decreased stitches use more yarn than the increased stitches. So it does not decrease at the same rate that it grows. And that's what creates the unique asymmetrical shape of the shawl. So to decrease a stitch, the knitter will simply knit 2 stitches together, as so. Place the yarn over it and pull them through 2 stitches instead of 1. It's called knitting knit 2 together. So they knit 2 stitches together and then just continue knitting down the row. And in doing so, they've decreased the number of stitches on that needle. The knitter will continue to decrease their stitches until they get to the opposite end of the shawl and end with the same number of stitches that they started the project with.